So in this segment, we're going to be talking about Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe has absolutely no reason to be grateful to successive foreign secretaries who've absolutely failed her. For anyone who puts in the comments, oh, maybe she should be grateful for getting her out of Iran, like the UK government were one of the reasons why she was trapped in Iran. I'm going to start the video off really by condemning Iran, saying they have absolutely no right to use human beings in their desires to get debts from the UK, but the UK should also be paying debts, even if we owe money to these despotic countries, because at the end of the day we had an agreement with Iran to sell them tanks. The Shah was overthrown, and then we were like, actually we've got your money, but we don't want to actually give it back or give the tanks. So for what the UK government did is abhorrent, but what the Iranian government has done is far worse, which is use human beings as hostages or as ransoms to get money. Absolutely abhorrent from the Iranian government, but the responses of multiple Tory foreign secretaries has been absolutely disastrous, and she has absolutely no reason to thank any of the foreign secretaries that have gotten out. Liz Truss used this situation for photo ops by taking pictures of her in Chevening, showing how happy she is and how great a job Liz did, when that's simply not the case. Liz did not do that great a job. Thankfully, she actually did the right thing in the end, but this should have happened a long time ago, and we're going to talk about why more so in this video, but we'll cut to a clip of Miss Ratcliffe talking.
The journey back home was tough. I grant what Richard said to thank the Foreign Secretary. I do not really agree with him on that level. I'm going to tell you that because I have seen 5 Foreign Secretaries changed over the course of 6 years. That is unprecedented given the politics of the UK. I love you, Richard. Respect whatever you believe. But
Richard did say, he was thankful to the Foreign Secretary, and to be fair, I can see why. He did his best, and he went above and beyond really to try and help his wife get, for the British government to help get his wife back. Went on hunger strikes, and more so to try and help, really raise awareness of the situation. So huge credit to him.
I was told many times that, oh, we're gonna get you home. That never happened. So there was a time that I felt like, do you know what, I'm not even gonna trust you, because I've been told many times that I'm gonna be taken home, but that never happened. I mean, how many foreign secretaries does it take for someone to come home? 5? It should have been one of them eventually. So now here we are. What's happened now should have happened 6 years ago. I think we all know I'm assuming this is going to be public knowledge of how I came home.
It's fair to assume.
I'm not going to mention, I don't know the details, but what took me home now on the very same day, 17th of March 2022, that is the very same day that I left London, 17th of March 2016, to go on a 2-week holiday, and I never returned on the flight that I was coming back home with. But I think it should have happened exactly 6 years ago. I shouldn't have been in prison for 6 years. And yeah, I think we have gone through a lot. It has been a tough journey. The coming back was also very tough. So you do realize that coming back to a daughter who is nearly 8. I left her when she was not even 2. There is a whole lot to catch up with Richard and Gabriella and getting to know them better. So I would appreciate, the privacy and.
And she has, like, for the people saying, "Oh, be grateful" and all this nonsense, like they wouldn't survive a week of what she has had to, had to deal with, torture, abuse from the Iranian government. So I don't want to hear it from anyone in the comments. You just get hit with a swift ban. But we've had successive British politicians blame the EU and sanctions and all this nonsense, when those are simply not true. It's honestly ridiculous, but that's what talentless politicians do. So if you look at when she was actually arrested, she was arrested in by the looks of it around April 3rd 2016. So she was detained from April 3rd 2016, right? So if we look at the sanctions, so in February, so if we look at the original sanctions actually, Information Day, so On the 16th of January 2016, once the IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency, had verified the implementation by Iran of the nuclear-related measures, most EU and UN sanctions were lifted. The EU lifted all nuclear-related economic and financial sanctions. However, some restrictions remained in force, including the transfer of proliferation-sensitive goods, the arms and ballistic embargoes, and restrictive measures against some listed persons and entities. So, under these sanctions, look, I don't know the exact specifics, but by the looks of things, the UK could have easily paid the money, the money we owed Iran. And if we couldn't, we could have put that as a part of the EU sanctions to lift parts of it so we can pay the money to Iran and get those political prisoners out of there. Right, so we could have done this back in 2016. So for anyone to argue that point doesn't make sense, especially when you have politicians like Boris Johnson who did no actual reading on the case and claimed she was there to promote journalism, which what we know about despotic regimes is they hate journalists. Like, they will kill journalists. They will literally go to other countries to kill journalists. #Saudis. But yeah, that's a joke. Then we've got a bit more here. So we know Trump reimposed the sanctions in June of 2016. However, those were just American-specific sanctions because in February 2019, France, Germany, and the United Kingdom announced they have created a payment channel named INSTEX to bypass the newly reimposed sanctions by the United States following the unilateral withdrawal from the JCPOA, the Iran nuclear deal, by the Trump administration. The Trump administration warned that countries engaging in financial transactions could face secondary US sanctions, but there's no way the US were going to do secondary sanctions on us. It was an empty threat. We know Trump did start some trade war stuff with the EU, but essentially the Americans lost in the trade wars that they got involved in, and even now those sanctions were rolled back. But for anyone to argue or blame the EU or anything like that, when this stuff could have been done way before Trump even started his kind of dismantling of the Iran nuclear deal, back in 2016, that we could have easily have sorted this out, but we didn't. And realistically, we should have sorted this stuff out at the time when the deal fell through for the tanks. The UK didn't want to supply the Iranian government with tanks, fine. We should have given the money back then, but we didn't. Not saying Iran have done the right thing here by taking, human beings as hostages so that they can get the money. It's absolutely the wrong thing to do. Iran have taken the UK to court multiple times, but they didn't get the funds back when the UK government should have given the money back as a matter of principle. But what the Iranian government have done is abhorrent, and you can't excuse what they have done here, taking human beings as sanctions, not sanctions, as hostages to get their money. So I absolutely condemn the Iranian government, but with the British government here, we have not done the right things, which is to give the money back to Iran like we should have done from the start. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. Massive credit to her, honestly. Not a lot of people would have survived what she went through. Not a lot of human beings would have done, but she did, and she's back in the UK, and hopefully things work out for not just her but her family as well. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.